Hey everyone, Crazy Talk here with a quick video on level streaming in Unreal Engine 4. This will be a short introduction to what level streaming is and how I'm using it in Project WK. For more information on Project WK, please visit the links in the description to the project's Discord, Twitter, and Trello. You can also follow my progress by subscribing and liking this video. Keep in mind everything's still very work in progress, so please bear with me. Okay, so level streaming in Unreal is basically an easy way to split a level up into smaller pieces. In my case, level streaming is allowing me to reuse my map layout in multiple levels so I can essentially have one level with multiple game modes. As you can see, I have a few example levels here. These come from the FPS multiplayer template in the Unreal Marketplace. There's a link in the description. Here, for example, I have the shared environment. This is all of the assets that make up the layout of the map, including the static meshes, the lighting, everything like that. I also have a separate level for just the spawns. So you can see that here, you got spawn point A and B. And then these 5 levels here are the main levels that the map actually loads, and I've got one for each game mode. So I've loaded up the deathmatch level, and as you can see, it's using this shared layout environment, which I showed you over here. And that's the main layout. And then within the deathmatch level, you can see I've got the spawns here scattered throughout the level, and I've set up the deathmatch game mode and game state and everything like that. Now I've loaded the team deathmatch level, and as you can see, I've got team deathmatch selected as the game mode and game state. And it's a little bit different because I'm also bringing in the spawn zones, which you can see here, team A and team B. So as you can see, Team Deathmatch, the persistent level here, it's really just a wrapper around these 2 shared environments, just so I can set the game mode and the game state and everything. Now I've got Capture the Flag loaded up, and you'll see it's basically the same as Team Deathmatch with the 2 shared environments. I've got Capture the Flag set up as the game mode and game state, but the difference here are these 2 objectives. So within this main level, I've added the 2 flag objectives. Now let's say I wanted to make some quick changes to the layout or just add a few details. I can go into the levels panel here, take this shared environment and unlock it, and then if I double click, I'm now working in this level, and I will just add a couple of static meshes. So for some reason I decided I wanted a couple of birch trees in this level. So I've added those to the shared environment. I'll save that, lock it up so I don't accidentally make any other changes. And then you can see those 2 birch trees are now in my Capture the Flag map. Then if I go into the Team Deathmatch map, you can see that they're there as well as Deathmatch. And now all of these maps that use this shared environment have that change made to them. So instead of having to make those changes in 5 separate maps, I only had to do it once. Alright, let's run through how to set these up. So here you can see I have the Lost Ruins environment from the Marketplace. I'll provide a link in the description for that as well. Now this was dropped in pretty much as is. All I've really done so far is rename the level just to Lost Ruins Shared Layout. And as you can see, I've also created a deathmatch version, and it's just using the shared layout, but I also included these player spawns around the map for the deathmatch game mode. Now let's set up a team deathmatch version of the level. So I'll start by creating 2 blank levels. I'll call this one TDM for Team Deathmatch, Lost Ruins. And I'll create another level. I'll just call this Lost Ruins 2 Team Spawns. Now the first thing I'll do is I'll open up the TDM Lost Ruins. This is the main level that the game engine will actually load when the time comes. So this levels panel that I'm using, you can just go up to Window and then select Levels, and that'll load for you. It might load up here somewhere. You can just drag it wherever you want it. And the first thing I want to do is set the default streaming method to always loaded, just to ensure that my sublevels are always loaded into the map. Alright, next step is to add the 2 existing sublevels. So I've got the shared layout and the 2 team spawns. Open those up, and you can see that it loads them into the map. Now I will lock the shared layout just to make sure I don't make any changes there, and I will open up the team spawns sublevel so that I can make changes to that. Now let's add some quick spawns to the map. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'll drop a cube in, and this is just useful to show like the team spawn zone. Then I'll drop in a BP player spawn, and I can move that up and hit the N key to bring that even with the block. Just rotate this so that it's facing the ruins. And then I will make a couple of copies of that. And now we have our Team A spawns. Next, I will grab all of these spawns, and I will just make a quick copy with Control W and move them to the opposite side of the map. Just rotate that around. Make sure it's about even. And then I can just change these spawns and set those to Team Beta. Okay, I'll save that, and I will lock the sub-level to make sure I don't make any other changes. Next up, and last thing I really need to do, is switch back to the persistent level and select the game mode. So this is Team Deathmatch. Just make sure everything else loaded in properly. I'll save that, and if I hit play, you can see there's two teams, and I spawned on my spawn zone. So that's the basic setup. Now I can take this TDM version and turn it into a capture the flag mode. Since I already have what I need in the TDM map, I'll just use Control W to make a copy of it, rename it to CTF for capture the flag, save that, and then load it. Now the first thing I'm going to do is change this to capture the flag. Make sure everything else is set, and then I'll save that. And then basically all I need to do now is add the objectives. So I'll start with Team B. Just drop in the flag objective. Make sure I set it to Team Beta. And then if I go over here to Team A, drop another flag in and leave it as Team Alpha, save, and that's it. Now I have basically one level with 3 different game modes. I can join, run around, capture the flags, and everything should work as expected. So thank you for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, please let me know in the comments. Please also like and subscribe for future content. Follow my game's progress using the links in the description.